Ever have one of those days where you sleep in for like a week, maybe 2 or 3? Mir has. So, last time on Suikoden, we killed our dad in what was probably one of the less tragic or well set up scenes in the game. But from that, we got a new ability for our rune which constantly antagonizes us by exchanging the deaths of our loved ones for power. In this case, we got the spell Hell, which is just an instant death for all enemies on the field. Of course, it doesn't work on bosses, and we don't have many spell slots for it, but it can come in more handy than Deadly Fingertips at times. I mean, if I had to guess, we're probably going to lose the next battle and then have to figure out a way to win it. Weird. Flick's just bringing up the warrior village. I wonder why that is. Probably no reason, really. Humphrey's not talkative, as per usual. And oh yeah, LaPont. He exists. Yep, that sure is Mir's name. Alright, LaPont, it's been ages since we've seen you and your not shirtless facial portrait. Well, from past experience, I know we're extremely good at uniting rebel forces. Thank you, Flick. I agree, Lorimar sucks. I see no reason why we can't. If Fort Lorimar sucks and the Empire's getting weaker, then there's no reason not to have a major battle? Also, I like that reply. There's no answer, as if we rang the doorbell and have just been waiting for them to gather their army so we can fight. Check out Kasumi. Yep. Whatcha! Ninja power. Oh right, unlocking the door. Huh. Well, that's weird. I guess the battle was so easy we didn't even have to do it. Just do a quick spin around because Viktor's joining us, why not? And, that's unusual. Well, all the graves are dug up, which I can't think of a strategic reason to take your dead and run. That seems like a pretty poor idea. I mean, alcohol also exists, but I do appreciate that you want our company. It's probably healthier as well. And I don't think you have to worry about Pawn. He got his time, and I do like using him, but also, now that he's done his duel, I don't really have to worry about him dying, and as such, I don't need him. He's already been voted in anyway. And speaking of votes, the winning 3 characters for this episode are Humphrey. Seems to be very popular. He's gotten quite a few votes for the past few polls, actually. Ronnie Bell, because of course. How could you not vote for Ronnie Bell? I know I did. And finally, surprisingly enough, Milk Oppenheimer. So, yep, there's our party. Yet again, we're in a situation in which we have 4 short-ranged members, but thanks to the fact that Ronnie Bell has a specific rune that allows her to be long-distance, we don't need to worry about that too much. Of course, I guess I could also give Milk a more attack-heavy rune rather than the water rune, but I don't know, I prefer him as a healer. Front row healer's a little odd, but whatever, I'm down with it. So yeah, this fortress is completely empty, and we're going to step outside, and I forget if I go back in here first or check out stats first. This, of course, was after I cut away to basically just equip everyone properly, because you don't really get a chance to do that, but yeah, here's our party. This is the order we're going in, and of course Viktor's front and center, because cough cough, he may or may not be important. Everyone's up to weapon level 12. If you want a new blacksmith, you can actually get a new one in the upcoming area. I didn't do that, I'll be saving him for later, but for now, level 12 should be more than enough, honestly. Level 12's a pretty good weapon level, unless we want to just suplex everything to oblivion in this region. Anyway, though, so equipment, the nice thing about Humphrey is he is one of the few characters who can wear heavier armor. I mean, I say one of the few, but there's at least a decent amount. It is a little bit more rare, and he's certainly the only character in the party who can just wear all heavy armor. And oh, I didn't check out runes. First, though, we've got a new character in Lorimar. After we leave, this guy arrives. This is Kirke. I'll be honest, I kind of forget that he exists. Like, honestly, the random recruits at this portion of the game are, to me, some of the more forgettable ones. I certainly don't remember Kirke, and honestly, unless he is voted on later on, I'll probably forget him after this episode's done. Alright, well, there's Kirke. He joins if you want to use him. All he's good at is cutting off heads. Anyway, I didn't show off runes, but of course, Milik has the hate rune. Or, no, he's got the water rune. Ronnie Bell has the hate rune, which we'll see in a second. Of course, Viktor still has the clone rune. I believe I gave Humphrey the critical hit rune that increases his crits. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, though, neither of these enemies are notable. That being said, there is an enemy in this region that gives you the revive rune? I forget what it's called, and I'll look it up in a sec. But yeah, basically it's the only rune in the game which gives you revival spells. And that certainly took care of things. And come on, hate rune. There we go. Okay, yeah, so she just fucking Hadouken some fuckers. That's pretty great. That's her default rune. She can use that, and I wouldn't suggest taking it off of her because honestly, it's really good. Resurrection Rune, that's what it's called. Sorry about that. I forgot what it was named, but hey, we finished the battle, so needed something to pad that out. And we get a whole lot of levels, very nice. Good of Humphrey to catch up. Same for Ronnie Bell. Honestly, Ronnie would probably just be a regular at this point if I were just playing normally. Her and Valeria. And I mean, if he were still around, Remio. So that'd be half, well, more than half since we also had to take Mir, so yeah, that'd be all but 2 characters who would just be regulars by this point. I probably have a few other choices as well, like Camille, who we haven't seen in a while, but I would normally be using her more. Okay, could I get some context for this conversation? I know I just arrived and... That's a great diss. Your sword isn't even named yet, nerd! Okay, again, I know we just arrived, but like, could you clue us in on what's happening? I'm saying this village sucks, Hicks. I'm sorry. This is a village for Hicks, and I mean literally you. It's not the usual spelling, but you get the point. What if Necklord shows up? Oh, alright, so Viktor's already well acquainted with Necklord. I mean, it's a pretty distinct name. If you hear someone say Necklord, you're probably not mistaken. Okay, you're a little bit demanding here, my dude. Viktor, do you have some sort of backstory you want to get off your chest? Nah, I was hiding in the bushes. I'm gonna keep calling you a bear, but don't be mad at it. Aw, we're popular. Well, I mean, Viktor already knows about Necklord, apparently. Alright, well, those bozos are gonna leave, and we could follow them. We will, of course, but first, we gotta explore town, 'cause that's the thing we always do. Oh well, thanks for just telling me that. I'm sure that will be useful information in the future. Oh, that Flick, he sure is gone, and will continue being gone because I didn't put him on the poll, and therefore he's not coming along. Wait, the last words of the only man who made it back? Did he not speak after that, or what? These are my last words. I'm coming back alive, but like, fuck all y'all, I don't want to speak to any of you ever again. Anyway, here's Marco. He's just here. Remember him from Rockland? He had the cup game. So we need to win 5,000 bits from this minigame, and then we'll recruit him. Now the thing is, he doesn't actually keep the pattern he had back in Rockland, so if you wrote that down, it is useless now. I think from this point onwards, his pattern might actually, be different every time. Unlike it was before, when it was set and you could write it down, and then just grind like that. But honestly, even if the pattern is the same when he gets to your fortress, honestly, he's not really a very good grinding method. I'd still play Cup Game over match, well, it's not match 3, it's match far more than 3, but Chinchurorin is still the best grinding method, mainly because, like, half the time, you get a whole lot of money just by the computer fucking up. I mean, yeah, there's the chance that he might win and then completely screw you over, but, like, if you save scum, it's no problem whatsoever. Anyway, this is Moose, he's our next blacksmith. Of course, we have to have the more recent blacksmiths in the party in order to recruit them, and we don't have any blacksmiths. I think it might be all of them we can get up to this point. Though, to be fair, that's a little bit redundant since, well, actually, no, I was about to say since the last one we got was also recruited by having the previous blacksmith, but no, technically speaking, Mose was the last one we got. Yeah, I'm just gonna go southwest where Necklord's castle is. Just FYI for anyone who might be listening, I'm gonna kick his ass. I'm not drunk at all. I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna fucking fight him. I'm gonna fuck him up. Just you watch. I'm gonna get him to the southwest where he lives. So for some reason the item seller is just standing in the center of the room here. She's got the Lightning Crystal, which I think might actually be a rune upgrade, Champion's Crystal, which will make you not fight weaker enemies, but considering how well Let Go works, it's honestly an extremely pointless rune, which, considering how fucking expensive it is, it's not worth it at all. I wouldn't suggest getting it. Like, it's not going to protect you from stronger enemies, and since you can just automatically let weaker enemies go, there's no point. I guess if you don't want to take the extra 5 seconds getting into battle, but that's not worth that amount of money. Anyway, that guy we just talked to was Window. We'll be getting to him later. He's got a really weird portrait as well, I have to say. He always wants a high five. But regardless, he's kind of pointless now. We need an item for him. We've got some very good armor here, though of course some of this is heavier armor, and therefore more or less Humphrey exclusive. Okay, so I might as well explain this now. I don't know exactly when they explain it, like, properly, but in the Warrior's Village, you name your weapon after your lover, which, by the way, Flick is from Warrior's Village. He named his weapon Odessa. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's, it's not something an ordinary general does. Wait, so he zombified his men and also unburied the dead? Yeesh. I'd say that's redundant, but to be fair, A, it's not, and B, dude's probably got a pretty good army of the damned going by this point. We refuse virgin sacrifices. We don't play that game, no siree. I do love how they both freak the fuck out about Zorak going on and on about his backstory. I mean, to be fair, I kind of want to hear this. Something, 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 this could be a prequel game or whatever. People always say that at backstory. Hey, this thing happened, I want to play that. Happens with Final Fantasy X, you know? Hey, so here's this previous pilgrimage that happened, I want to play that. I want to play as Braska, Jecht, and Auron. That's a game I want. Whew, that certainly was an amazing story. I hope I don't have to edit all that out for time, because quite frankly it was extremely impressive. I'm just amazed that they had so much backstory in this game. The lore is just so impressive. Though that being said, there were a ton of localization errors. Whoever translated this game was just... They were not doing their job there. No matter how interesting that lore was. Well, I mean, there is a conversation happening over there, so I should see what's up. Well, I'm sure nothing will come of that. Wow, fuck you too, Hicks. I guess I am a wimp. Okay, well, bye. Alright, well, Cleo's asleep, but Viktor's still awake, of course. He's got a lot of brooding to do. Oh, yeah, well, that happens. Sometimes you just use a rune and bam, you're a vampire now. Oh, that's... ew! Oh! Gross! Wait, why were they doing that? That's just spiteful. I can see why you'd hate the vampire man if you came home to find your family, now zombies, devouring each other's flesh and brains. That sounds horrifying. Yeah, apparently I did, despite the fact that Viktor shared a fucking horrendous vision with me. Can't get that idea out of my head. Hi, how's it going? I'm Necklord. Here are my zombies. And he really was that casual. Yeah, you know my deal, kidnapping women and all. That's what I do. I'm a vampire and I kidnap the ladies. Wait, it's not shame that stops vampires from being out in the daylight. It's the fact that they die. Okay, so yeah, the thing about rune vampires is they're fucking terrifying because they don't have the fucking usual vampire weaknesses. Except maybe he's a little sleepy. But he is not ashamed to be out in the sunlight. That does not affect him at all. He does not give a shit. And he just instantly dropped 4 people at once. Him and him alone, because his zombies are kinda just doing a jig back there. They're really just doing their own thing. I don't know why they're here. Fuck him up, Viktor. Alright, so, we're battling Necklord. Alright, don't need healing just yet. I really doubt Fog of Deception's going to work. Of course, let's use the Clone Rune. And attack with you, we're going to use the Hate Rune, and I guess I could use a damage-dealing rune, but honestly I kind of forgot that existed. With Mirror, I meant, and okay, we missed completely. Alright. Well, when we use a magic rune, instead of him turning into bats, he just doesn't take any damage. That's the difference. Doesn't take any damage no matter what, but he just shrugs off magic like it was no thing. So, yeah, by this point, you might have realized that, Necklord here's kind of unbeatable at the moment. His basic attack, in which he turns into bats and bites some fucker, can poison people, so Viktor's in a really bad spot right now. He's got two other attacks which I'll show off, but this kind of went on for a while, so I'm probably going to skip most of it. That being said, though, I would like to bring up his name. Of course, his name is Necklord. You know, the neck is supposed to... Oh, there's his lightning attack, which attacks everyone. Neck, of course, is supposed to be reminiscent of the prefix necro, which, you know, means death. Just, in general, dead type. Just, you know, generally dead type stuff. Very dead-like concepts, but, you know, despite that, anytime I see the name Necklord, I think it refers to necks, you know, considering he's a vampire and all. He is the Lord of Necks, not the Lord of the Dead, you know, because he's a vampire, and therefore he is a lord of all he sees before him, by which I mean necks, which he bites because he's a vampire. That's his thing. That's what he does. And, you know, thinking about it like that is maybe a little bit goofy. Necklord is supposed to be this super intimidating vampire man, but maybe they could have chosen a different name. Maybe not Necklord. I mean, either it's generic or it's just kind of goofy. Either way, though, maybe not the best choice, and there's his last attack. It's also a party attack, in which he attacks everyone with, I guess, some sort of air energy blade. But anyway, yeah, that's all three of his attacks, so, if you'll excuse me, I need to continue dying, because this isn't a battle in which, after a few turns of not being able to damage the boss, you just leave the battle. No, this keeps going until you die, so, yeah. Alright, well, there goes most of the rest of the party. Well, this isn't going well. Hey, Viktor, I think we're going to have to delay that revenge thing because, you did kinda get dropped, and we're kind of about to die, so, I don't know, maybe we can just send this vampire to hell. I know he's a boss and you can never one-hit kill bosses, but, like, I don't know, maybe hell wants him back. Maybe it thinks ruined vampires are cheating. No, he's fine, and we die. Except we have the sacrificial Buddha, so, I didn't actually want to use it, but yeah, it will auto-revive the character who dies with it in their inventory. Whoops. I honestly didn't want to waste that because they are kinda rare. I guess I should have left it at the castle, but honestly, I forgot that this fight went on until you died, and also that I had that in my inventory in the first place. It's been there a long time, and I never really change around Mir's inventory, so, yeah. In addition to that battle not going well, I also wasted an item. How delightful. Okay, I will admit, despite his kinda dumb name, I do love Necklord's attitude. He does not give a shit about anything. He is just so casual about everything. Look, my dude, I can tell from your portrait that you're a wimp, so fuck off. I love the vampire saying, "I like your style." Something about that is just incredibly good. You've got a good thing going on, lady. Let's go to my castle. I'm gonna drink your blood later. And thus, the boys were no longer back in town.